Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. It's time to experience what's possible. So, what if there's something you haven't learned yet that could change everything? Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions Publishing, where we are helping the world experience what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission are a couple of the amazing authors of one of our newest books. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and give you a sneak peek at this beautiful cover. The Alchemy of Intuition, Embodied Practices to Access Your Inner Voice. So, huge shout out. Oh my gosh, check out that magical crow, you guys. Huge shout out to Dr. Tiffany McBride. First of all, she did the cover art for the book. It's absolutely gorgeous. But my shout out is really even bigger than that. This was a special project. Tiffany curated a special author's journey to Ireland this past September, where many of our authors traveled together for an amazing adventure and to connect to that deeper place inside ourselves. We came home after the trip and began writing the chapters of this book. And honestly, I can't say enough thank yous to Tiffany for her ginormous vision and mission for this project. It was really transformational for so many of us. So thank you, Tiffany. And I have a couple of very cool people in my Zoom room today that I want to introduce you to. Katie Phelan is a transformational leadership coach, guiding women to awaken transformation from within so they can lead with embodied presence, confidence, and authenticity. Morgan Costley is a Chinese medicine practitioner and herbal medicine doctor whose work focuses on aligning the soul with the physical body. Ooh, we're going to have fun talking today, ladies. I can't wait to get into this conversation. Katie, start us off. Tell me a little bit about the why behind the chapter that you wrote.
Happy to. I am Katie Phelan, and I wrote chapter number 3, Unshakable Confidence, the Somatic Path to Embodied Heart Leadership. And here's my why. I want to introduce people to a tool that's and a practice that is so accessible within us, that will just transform the way you experience life. And by that I mean helping people to really experience in their inner world calm, clarity, peace, confidence, without changing anything outside of them. And so, yeah.
I want that. I think a lot of people want that. You know what? I thought about you recently, and it was this topic. And I've told you before, I'm in love with this topic. There's so many ways we could talk about this, but I wanted to share this with you and then have you continue about what you just said. But the short story is, for the first time before speaking, speaking has always been a massive problem in terms of performance anxiety for me. But for the very first time, I felt the peace and confidence for the first time in a very long time. And I was able to step up in front of the group and feel something much, much different than I had in the past. And I was like, here it is. Like, and I have yet to do some journaling about it to really sort of integrate and incorporate. But what else do you want to tell people about that?
Wow.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah. Wow. I love hearing that, Laura. And for me, it's like it took me over 45 years to discover this thing, this tool, this practice, this medicine. And when we get quiet and we can slow down and realize that how powerful our thoughts are. Like, our thoughts are amazing, right? The mind is brilliant and has a way of sort of causing us to have these innocent misunderstandings about beliefs about who we should be, how we should show up in the world, how we should present ourselves. And so when you talk about, being in that situation and having such a different experience, it's like that's what's possible. So going from the heart racing, gut wrenching, feeling like palms sweating, losing my thoughts, losing my focus, to the words just flowing effortlessly, the things just landing fully. And so when we can quiet the thoughts, realize that we're making meaning of a situation, of what's happening outside of us, and really just move internally with the energy, because it's energy. Those things, those physical sensations happening, it's all energy. And it's beautiful and it's distracting and it can get in the way. So I guess what I want to say about the somatic path is that everything we have is already inside of us. It just gets obscured, and that we can actually move that energy through our bodies ourselves. And so when I say without changing anything outside of you, I mean, not somebody, doesn't need to say something differently. They don't need to interact with you in a different way. It's really getting in touch with, how am I interpreting what's happening and what meaning am I making of that? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, this is part of what's possible. Katie, thank you for just saying yes to this project, for being part of it and being here today to share. Morgan, I want to hear your why. Give me a little bit of the why behind the chapter that you wrote.
Yes, so I'm Morgan. I wrote chapter 13, A Desire for Alchemy, Ignite and Embody Your Most Authentic Self. Um, I, my passion became alchemizing the soul with the body. So we have all these things these experiences in life, these hurt parts, these traumatic events that sometimes disembody us, shoot us out of our body. And so my medicine, I started to develop over many years, working with the soul, the witness, and helping that eternal soul that's closest to it's your most alive self. It's your most it's like you use it to illuminate life rather than the pathology. So you can harmonize these hurt parts with that part of you and using it as a witness. Um, and the practices I use, you tap into that, but you also alchemize with creative processes like dance and somatic movement and art and writing and toning. So those are some of the tools you use to embody that corporeal soul, which is where the soul and the body meet.
Oh, yes, to all of those different beautiful modalities. I think I've dabbled a little bit with all of them. I want to rewind to the word witness for a minute. And if you were going to give our listeners what they need to know about that witness, what do you want to tell them?
Yeah. So it was an interesting experience for me when that part of myself that I could witness myself showed up. Um, it felt like the part of me that was closest to my original soul, and it is able to witness you with total neutrality, with so much love, with so much illumination of life and presence, um, that you like utilizing that and connecting to that. It's just a beautiful reminder that we're always eternally free and eternally alive. So
They're big potatoes topics here today, you
I
guys.
know, I know how to articulate some of these things, but yes.
Yes, I know. And it's awareness, and awareness. I would be here with you ladies for hours and hours, helping people with wanting to get better at awareness in all of these different ways that we talk about. It's actually one of my whys for these books, because I want all of your unique voices and ways to teach it. We have to hear it in all the different ways. Morgan, I want to stick with you for this next question. I'm coming around to Katie with it next, but what's been the most exciting thing to you about connecting to your own intuition? What's something personal that's been exciting for you?
Well, when I truly connect to my intuition, I come back to that like sense of feeling so alive and present within the body. Um, that everything else can drop away and I can feel that just true presence. Um, and it allows me to play a lot more. Like I have so much more fun with, with other people and connection, but also with dance and just all the things that we dance through life with.
Yeah, I like that answer. It's just more fun this way,
Yeah,
right?
fun.
It definitely is. I think we would all agree with that. Katie, I'm gonna have you answer this same thing now. Like, what's been the most exciting thing to you about connecting at that next level to your intuition?
Oh, I echo the play, and I would add creativity, and fun. Like I think this whole year, especially going on the trip and writing this chapter, I realized that, and I know you talk about fear a little bit. Being in fear of taking that step or doing the thing that you really want to is so much harder than just easing. Like it's easier just to love it and just do it. Like have fun with it. Um, and I'm a big believer that fear dissolves in action, and that's been a big part. That's a big part of my chapter, right? Moving through fear, releasing that. Um, but just how giddy I get, like I feel like a little kid, like, oh my God, I get to do this. I don't have to do what I do. I get to do this, and I get to connect with these people. So I guess joy would be the word.
Yeah, I would agree with that one too. Fun and joy. So I want to add my own for this question. What for me, it's been the intense clarity no matter what decision I'm making. This has been exciting to me. Next level connection, next level awareness, connection to my intuition has basically given me the ability to know exactly when to say yes and when to say no. The clarity is crystal. And that, oh, I get excited because I want to tell people, listen, and everybody will echo it. You have everything you need right here. When you start to listen to it, things get super clear. And then for me, just talking to myself, it was about, well, Laura, are you going to listen? Because you're getting the answers. So are you going to still say yes when you mean no? Right. And that's so that piece of things has been very exciting to me. Um, a huge thank you to both of you for just doing a brilliant job with your chapters. It's, you help people all day long, your clients, but it's quite another thing to get it in black and white in a way that people can have a practical experience from the book. And you did, and they're just so brilliant. So thank you both. I want to give both of you a chance to talk a little bit more about the medicine section. So, for our listeners, these beautiful stories are in the book and in the chapters. And then I've asked our experts to kind of step up with a practical experience. I wanted them to teach you something so that you could do it right from the book and really start on your journey. So, I want to give them both a chance to talk about that. Katie, what's the most important thing you want people to know about that somatic path to heart-centered leadership? This is right from your title.
Yeah. I would say freedom from suffering
Hmm.
in part. And in my medicine, one thing that's very clear in the research is it takes 90 seconds for an emotion that shows up as a sensation in your body and energy to move through your body. If it stays longer, it's because the mind is making up meaning and keeping it stuck. And so that's when we start to feel, the intensity of it. And the element that I've been in a year-long coaching mastery program that I just graduated from, and the one piece that I didn't know was missing that I was looking for, and that's in my medicine, is not just meeting yourself where you are, but with self-compassion, self-forgiveness. Like that was the part when I bring that in that just allows us to release all of those old beliefs that were never ours, and to just give ourselves that love, that compassion that we were searching for all along. That's already here. We just give it to ourselves. So that's a really important piece of this, that I want people to know, and not that you won't get triggered and have that energy, right? It's just, how can I move that through? How can I move it through?
I love the practical tips. I love the whole book for all the magic medicine that you all have put in. But when you think about the whole 90-second thing, you can kind of grab onto that and you can look at your timer and just be like, all right, can I stop making it mean anything? What could I do? Morgan actually talked about all of those, her list of different kind of modalities. I don't know, maybe if I just tone for 2 minutes, I can shift the energy and pop out of that place where I'm starting to spiral from a feeling or a thought that I don't want. But I think you're making me want to say this doesn't have to take hours or days. This can be, I call them ninja moves. This can be quick. It can be right now and your choice, because with the awareness, you get to shift it. This is powerful.
Yeah, and I would love to add one more thing. And Morgan, you talked about this witness, right? You're your own inner witness in this, your own inner observer, without judgment, without trying to fix or change anything, just being with it, dropping those thoughts. And yeah, total ninja move. Love that.
These are my ninja moves. All right, Morgan, let's go to your medicine. What's that most important thing you want us to know about embodying our most authentic self?
That none of it is wrong. I think that there's this this tendency for us to not want to like face the parts of ourselves that we feel might feel ugly or dark or heavy, and that there are ways in which we can move through those feelings and alchemize them, and that it doesn't have to be as hard, like you said. It can be fun, it can be playful, it can be joyous. And part of the medicine is lean in and feel. Don't squelch. Or there's no don'ts, but um, yeah. And so part of the medicine I kind of got ahead of myself, already starting to talk about, but through different practices and utilizing that presence, that witness, you can move through some of those hurt parts or those experiences in life that have really challenged you, and that you hold in a part of your body. Um, and so, yes, more play, and there's no shame.
This piece is a big piece. And what I've started to shift toward is when I'm having a tough day and there's that tough stuff in there and rising and kind of bubbling up. I first, I use the breathe. I use a lot of different kinds of modalities, but I'll just first pause and breathe. And then I can shift into a mindset that goes something like, okay, here's an opportunity. And so it'll be my choice if I want to stop it right then. And that's okay, because sometimes you have to, or you don't have the right help. And so you can't, but other times it's like, all right, let's go,
Mm-hmm.
and then getting help, because sometimes those moments are just a little too scary for us alone and we need some guidance, right?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I feel like part of that is, going to Katie or a practitioner that can hold space and witness you as well at the time
Yeah,
at the time.
that is exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes. Gals, Katie, Morgan, thank you so much for what you do in the world and for being here today to share it with everyone. I want our listeners to understand this is way more than a book. This is a generous community of practitioners, and they will answer a question. You can reach out for support. I have both Morgan and Katie hooked up with their websites down below. So go explore, click on the links, see what they're up to. There's a lot of amazing things that they're doing to support you. And you can ask a question and you can get support through this amazing community. We also would love if you hop over to Amazon and grab your copy of the Alchemy of Intuition. We've got the link below for that as well. And lastly, today, everyone, remember your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.